Well, good morning or good afternoon, YouTubers. It is October 10th at 2:02. I am out today. It's my first video in a long time. The baby has been down and out. I had I mentioned it before in other videos, a brake problem. Oh, let me do my introduction here. Excuse me. Let me do my introduction here. This is the Ramblings of Larry on a 2009 Ultra Classic. On a 2009 Ultra Classic. I'm in Lake Park, Georgia. And so with that in mind, here we are. I had a brake caliper seize up. So I ended up by rebuilding the master cylinder. There was a lot of crud. I don't know if you can see that, but the old lid corroded, and on the inside turned kind of a flaky white. Now flaky white got down into the system, and so with that, kind of got into the system. And it seemed the left brake caliper froze up on me. I think it just got in there. So I flushed the system, led the brakes, rebuilt the calipers, rebuilt the master cylinder. And in that process, another friend had a brake he hadn't been riding his Harley because the front brake was sticking. So I rebuilt his front caliper. And what was funny is we rebuilt it. He took them off and brought them to the house, and I rebuilt them real quick. There was nothing to it. Put them back together. We put them on his bike, tightened everything up, bled it, worked first time. I did it to mine. I could not get it to bleed out. And the step that I missed, let me just go ahead and confess my ways of being error, is on the caliper itself, there's two Allen wrench bolts that hold them together, and the instructions say wait until it's on the bike to adjust it or to tighten them. I think the 38 inch-pounds or might be foot-pounds, whatever it was. The manual, I got the manual at home. And so I put them on, and I didn't have a torque or when I could put a ratchet on to tighten them. And so I tightened them up by hand, snug, enough for them not to leak, but obviously not enough. I could pump up the brakes and lose the pressure, and it took me forever to figure out what I did wrong. I thought maybe I rolled the seal. So here I'm out. This will be a short video, maybe. I ramble a lot. On my first ride in the Air Force, when I worked on F-15s in the Air Force, we used to have FCF rides, functional check flight rides. When something major was wrong, we would do that. Well, here is a FCR ride, a functional check ride. Just going to ride around the block. Of course, you see I'm wearing all my armored gear and gloves and pants and shoes. If you're going to be one of those haters that comment on that, keep on rolling down the road. Ride your own ride, know the risk. Even though today I probably should have worn more safety gear just in case something goes wrong with the front brake. But so on that, here we are. I want to give a shout out real quick. The three main people, maybe four here. Number one is Easy Rider. Ouch, a bug hit me in my arm. Number one is Easy Rider. He had his first ride the other day. Well, that's a good thing. Easy Rider, glad to see you back on your bike. Motorcycle Mama, I've talked to Motorcycle Mama and stuff, and they are, well, what the heck, feels slippery right there. Motorcycle Mama is, that she went to the Stubborn American thing in Oklahoma. That was cool. I know she went with the Blacktop Devil and his wife and another couple. I'm not too sure her there, but and then Oh, Robin the Lady Biker. I think I got that name right. Robin the Lady Biker is fixing to ride from California to Oklahoma. Houston, Texas. Excuse me there, please. And so we'll have her in our prayers as she travels by herself like 2,800 miles. Let me shut the lid a little bit there. That's cool. That is cool. I'm hoping next year, if we still have a country without getting involved in too much politics, I'm hoping next year to be able to ride a little more. So on that, wrenching your bike, that's what we'll talk about today, is wrenching your bike. I know some people are really good at it. I used to be a master technician, aircraft mechanic. I was an all systems F-15 fighter mechanic, specialized, if you will, hydraulic and flight controls, rigging and all that good stuff. I used to work on everything in my home. Back in 85 or 86, I bought an AMF Harley Davidson. This is what turned me off on Harley Davidson. It was literally a part. Somebody had taken it 100% apart. It was in a box, boxes. They were going to paint the frame and stuff. They just never got. They were rebuilding the engine. That actually had the work done. They just hadn't put the engine together yet. Another guy and I put that thing together, and it leaked. We could never get to stop leaking. We could never. And it was a fat boy or something. It was a pretty good sized Harley. Man, it was just one trouble after another. And so when I left Alaska, I sold it. I kind of wish I would have kept that bike. I sold it, and so I sold that bike. And I've had everything else but a Harley until recently. 3 years ago on my birthday, I got this 09, and I'm real happy with it. But back to wrenching on your bike. What do you do? What do you don't do? I don't work on mechanical things as much anymore. That is the skill set you lose. Mentally, I know how it all works, but I'm telling you what, to sit out there and wrench it and to work it is a little different. As most of you know, I'm a pastor now. I got a lot of desk ride time. And I really don't enjoy, I'm going to be honest with you, I really don't enjoy working on it anymore. I like just to plug and play. Let me hop on the bike and ride. Let me just hop on and ride, turn the key and go. I have never changed the oil in this bike. Yes, I have the oil change, but I take it to he's an authorized repair place, Crossroads Choppers in Tifton. But you know, that's, by the time you go there, it's $300 oil, and then they do a bunch of stuff to it, check a bunch of stuff. And even the guy there, Earl the Pearl, he tells you, bring it here every 6 or every, I change about every 4,000 miles. And he recommends, one time bring it there, one time change it myself. But I have never done that. I've always just let it, somebody else. This is the first thing I've really attempted on it, was this. And it was just a pain in my butt. It just took, a long time, and I've had a busy schedule. I'm going to go get some petroladium. So everything seems to be okay on that deal. So hopefully, my brake is still, I think I need to re-bleed it again. But it's stopping good now. It wouldn't hardly stop before, so I don't know. So what do you all do? How far are you willing to wrench on your bike? Now, I got a friend that he rebuilds his engine. He pulls the engine out, rebuilds it, puts it back in, and he was some great help here on this with suggestions. And so I was, on that deal is, I was fixing to take the bike to him when I figured out what I'd done wrong. But then I want to check the cam tensioners and the primary chain tensioners. I got 30,000 miles on. But now I'm like, boy, do I want to really attempt that job. Just have somebody else pay the money and let somebody else do it. So, I don't know. That's where it is. And here's this truck pulling out in front of me. So what do you all do on your bike? I know Bodine does some. HDR does a little bit. Mike Ailey 7 and Moose, they just cheated and got rid of maintenance heavy Harley Davidsons, and I just joke about that. I don't want no Harley Davidson haters either. But they bought plastic Jap bikes. There's a car coming or a truck coming, so we'll just ride careful behind this guy. They bought Jap bikes, Gold Wings. They bought a couple. They both have identical Gold Wings, and so the maintenance went down low for them on that deal. But let me tell you what, I joke about that, but I wonder if I can go down around this guy now. Okay, here we go. I love the Gold Wing motorcycle. If I was going to get rid of a Harley, I'd probably go back to a Gold Wing. I had one 2012, and I loved that thing. Except I wasn't 6'3", 200 and less than 300 pounds. We'll go that way with it. Less than 300 pounds. I was never real comfortable on it. I need to put a different seat and stuff on it. So on that deal. All right. I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling today. Man, it is good to be on the bike. Weather in South Georgia, we had gone to, I mean, man, it snapped cool. Cool here is 55 degree morning, 70, low 80s during the day. Man, perfect riding weather. Of course, I get the bike, I got it fixed yesterday, rolled it out of the garage, started the engine, was warming it up, grabbing my helmet, and I kid you not, buckets of rain just come down. I mean, just poured. It poured all afternoon. There's a hurricane, I guess, out in Louisiana, Hurricane Delta, and so we're not going to be hit by the hurricane, but we will get, from the bands coming around it, we will be affected by some of the rain bands and some stuff. It's supposed to start raining here shortly. I had to do some business at the church this morning, so I wanted to do that. So I'm going to pull in here, and I'm going to gas-a-roo up. Okay. All right, everybody. Gosh darn, they don't have the, I'll pull it right here, the pump that I like. Okie dokie. All right, everybody. I will talk to you all later.